Hey everybody, I'm back again. It's your host Marabelle Blue with another KEM Top Talk reality TV short on Sin City Rue starring LANAFUCHS. So, we have been going over basically all of these women's lives. Lana, Alicia, Amy, Jennifer, and Lori. I'm trying to remember everyone by memorization, which I think I'm doing pretty good. This week is episode 4, and I'm a little late with it because I actually thought there was not going to be an episode, and it came on at 11 o'clock on Sunday. So it was actually a new episode, and I was very, very happy to see that. So the episode starts off with Lana having her assistant to call Channel 3, which is their station out in Las Vegas. And just basically to find out, I felt like I had something on my lips, to find out if Alicia really worked there. If anybody has been following along Sin City Rules, I'm still feeling something on my lip. Okay, there. Sorry about that, guys. There was a meeting that Alicia and Lana had. Remember when Alicia had brought her little crony with her because she couldn't show up to this meeting by herself to meet Lana. She had told Lana that she had worked for Channel 3 News and the set times that she worked there. I think it was like 4, 6, and 11. And Lana found out that she did not work there. Of course, Alicia was making all sorts of excuses, but this is basically the premise of the episode, how it all began. Now, what's strange is that if you say that if you're working somewhere and the people you call, those employers, and they have no clue who you are, it just makes me wonder how much validity this woman has. And it's no wonder that her and Amy are becoming friends, because birds of a feather do flock together. And you're starting to see the relationships now developing in this show. So, of course, here are my handy notes that I took while I was watching the episode. I said Lana has her assistant check to see if Alicia actually works for Channel 3, and she finds out that Alicia lied. And in the midst of this, Lori and Lisa, who are the twin sisters, Lori is the one who runs Rain Cosmetics. They're planning their 50th birthday. They really look great for 50. Despite if they had any work done on their face, I really think that they look good for their age. So now we cut into, they didn't focus so much about, on Lori and Lisa until towards the end of the episode when Lana took them on a little bit of a road trip in Sedona. And I've noticed that they really don't concentrate on Jennifer too much. And I really think that they should. Jennifer, even though I call her frumpy and whatever, she's a poker chick. They don't really talk enough about her lifestyle, it's like, it's her way of living. It's how she makes money. And you would think that, that the show would dwell on that a little bit more. And I really think that they should. I don't know how much access you can have to a poker game or whatever, but the fact remains that they really should focus on her character a little bit more, because she does have some relevance there. She is establishing a friendship with Lana, and you can see why later in the episode when Lana invites everybody over, and she sits them she has a theater in her house, and she sits them all there, and they're making faces, and it's like, why are we doing this? Why are we bothering with Alicia? Whatever. She shows them everything that she had recorded and that Alicia did not appear in the station. And even they called the station while they were all there. And while they're saying, oh, why did she let this go, whatever, Jennifer was the only one who basically put her foot down and called the station herself, because she's a poker player. And basically she has to deal with people when she's playing a game who are bullshitting her. And she doesn't like to hang out with people that bullshit her. So rightly so, and this is where I started to think that Jennifer has some real relevance in this show. And I'm hoping that in the next couple of episodes you'll see more of that, and not so much of her relationship that she has with the girls, also on her gambling career, because this is how she makes her money. And that's really a challenge, I think, for anybody who chooses gambling as a profession, because that's what she's doing. So getting back to who is now called the Lizard, Miss Alicia Jacobs, Miss Alicia Lizard Jacobs. Okay, I'm trying not to laugh. I'm really trying to be objective here and just give you the show. But of course, I'm going to throw my 2 cents in there because that's just me. So they cut into a scene. Alicia's having lunch with her little crony, Trisha. And they invite a woman named Kimberly. Now, if you watch the show and you listened intently, Alicia said that Trisha hangs out with all of these well-known people that she introduces her to. For someone who's a reporter and she does celebrity news, you would think that she would know celebrities herself. Why doesn't she know people in the industry? Yes, in the first episode you saw her talking to former American Idol people, but I'm sure that if you're in Vegas and you ran into them and you introduced yourself, anybody can talk to them. So I'm not quite sure why she needs another person to introduce her to like famous people. So apparently this woman knows Lana and has a friendship with her. And I think that when Alicia had mentioned Lana and, you know, I don't understand why she doesn't like me, etc., etc., Kimberly put it very perfectly in saying, it's the energy that you are giving out to her. Because you see, I don't have that friendship with her. That's not the energy that I'm getting back from her. Now, here's a real good point. It's like the laws of attraction. I'm not talking about The Secret. I'm talking about the real laws of attraction, about what you put out is what you get. And this is why, you know, I'm making sure that 2013 for me is going to be something different, something real. Not that it's not real before, but it's going to have much more relevance than it had in all of 2012. So when she said that to her, Alicia didn't seem to get that. She didn't seem to get the fact that whatever vibe Alicia had given Lana didn't take that very good. It didn't feel right to her. And I think anybody in any situation, any given class of circumstances, when you meet somebody, that first impression is everything. When they aired the first episode, they really didn't air Lana in a nice, refreshing light. It was almost like, who is this woman? Why does she need, you know, these little midgets? You know, the entourage and all of this stuff. It was like, it was just over the top. And while some people may still look at it over the top, I mean, personally for me, I may not want to walk around with an entourage. Maybe, you know, maybe just a small group of people. For some people, it's different. That's the way she makes an entrance, period, the end. She met Alicia. Amy told her this bullshit, because we have to remember, Amy is in the mix of all of this stuff. Think about your life, the friends that you have, and the things that they say, and interacting and interchanging with each other. Everybody in their life has had that one person who would go back and forth with you and with somebody else and tell you a story and tell that person a story, and now you're hating on that person without ever confronting them. In this situation she has. In the continued situation, Lana did apologize to her. And she didn't accept the apology. And I think what Alicia is trying to do is she's trying to find that one person who will accept the insanity. And she doesn't have to look very far. She has Amy, who began all of this nonsense in the first place. Now, while Lori has relevance, she owns a cosmetic company. Lana has relevance. She owns her mafia empire. I forget there's a name for it that she gave her business, and like right now it's totally escaping me, but I know it starts with a B. You have Jennifer, who's a professional gambler. I'm confused. What does Amy do? What does Alicia do? It's kind of like these two women that are hanging out with each other, and nobody has really figured out what the fuck it is that they do. Now, while Amy and Alicia are building a friendship, and Alicia did not get a cosign from this woman, Kimberly, as to how to deal with Lana, why she can't stand her. It's like, look, Lana can't stand you, Alicia. Get past it. Get over it. You fucked up from the beginning, and that's that. For me, there's no going back. I wouldn't even apologize. If I were Lana, I would not even apologize anymore, because it's not even worthy. But I have to say that in the segment where Lana did invite all of them, and she did invite Amy, Amy was making all of these accusations about how Lana's being a bully. But it's like, Amy, you started all that, didn't you? Or did we conveniently forget that? Because how convenient that she forgets that she started all of this gossiping, but yet she remembers being 3 years old and her father holding her on her lap. Does that make any fucking sense? There's more. She takes Alicia on a little journey because now she feels that her and Alicia have gotten to be such good friends. So she drives her all the way to the desert to show her the place where the mob people killed people. And it's like, aren't you a little over the top? That's like me living in a fantasy world saying, I'm going to take you to the stables where the head of the horse that they cut off at The Godfather, I'm going to take you to that stable and I'm going to show you history. When we all know The Godfather was fictitious, right? But, okay, you all figure it out with Amy. Because it gets even better than that. Okay, so while everybody's rolling their eyes, you know, at Lana, leave Alicia alone, blah, 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 Jennifer basically calls Channel 3 and, you know, finds out that Alicia's full of shit. Now, since Lori is the kind of woman that she really doesn't like to, you know, be in like some kind of conflict, Lana took her on this trip to Sedona, basically, so that she can, you know, help enhance her life. And I think that was really cool of Lana, because you know what? Lana, she doesn't have to do anything. She can always turn around and say, you know, go fuck yourself. But I thought that it was really cool that she took her on this trip and introduced her to a guy who basically helped her overcome whatever fears of confrontation. I look at it like this, especially as a woman, as a business owner, that you always have to be forward when it comes to certain people or have to deal with certain things. I mean, you know, I get emails every day from people. I got an email not too long ago from a person who wanted to write for the magazine, and he was calling me honey and sweetheart and all of this stuff. And every time I responded back, I never entertained anything that he said. And finally he got it, that this is a professional relationship, and that if you're gonna write for me, in essence you are working for me. So have a little bit more respect, because I'm not like everybody else. Okay? That's the thing. So in short, Lori got a little bit of enlightenment being on this trip, and she realized that, you know, when Lana does something, it's not a matter of harping on a situation. It's a matter of clarifying things. There's a difference between clarification and there's a difference between, you know, someone just keep harping on the situation. And I think that, she made her point. Lana, that is. So I have to say, going back on the towards the end of the episode, which was by far the funniest part, Alicia and Amy are having lunch. And all of a sudden, Amy goes into the spout. Her stomach is bothering her. Oh, my stomach, my stomach. It's like, I can't breathe. And, and she's crying. And I'm like, maybe she got a fart. This is what I'm thinking. You got that pain or whatever. And, I think if you hold on to your farts, like, too much, you kind of get that, like, pain. You know what I mean? You just got to pass out, like, a really big one. A big, long one, too. Alicia calls 911. This woman is being wheeled out on a fucking gurney. She's like, she's crying her eyes out. And then, later on, commercial break, come back. Oh, I had IBS. And it's like, no, bitch, you had a fart. That's what you had to do. I don't know why you're holding in your fart. I mean, I don't even have, has anybody noticed, like, the way her face looks? It almost looks like that, it looks like Skeletor. It's really, really frightening, The first Batman, the Joker with Jack Nicholson, I would have never thought in this day and age that I would see women with that, with that look on their face. I don't know. She has that look. So, it was pretty funny. This episode was really, really funny. I see my dog walking in the background, or it's my cat, one or the other. Needless to say, I think that that Amy and Alicia have yet to prove any type of relevance on this show. And if the producers were smart enough, they start incorporating maybe 2 other women that have a little bit of relevance, a lot of relevance going around in this KEM Top Talk short. And, put some women that are like real business women. I guess you gotta have like the one crazy one. But again, I think it's so important for me to, if I'm looking at these shows, and I am looking at these shows, I'm not even gonna lie about it, that that they show women that have a little bit of integrity. And they need to show a little bit more of Jennifer and a little bit more of Lori. And not so much of Alicia and Amy, because I think we see that on, on a regular basis with women in real life. And that's kind of sad, that you have women like that who are just that miserable that they need to make everybody else miserable. And on that note, I want to say that last night I had the pleasure of tweeting with Lana, and someone else had joined in the conversation, and I have to thank T.S. Wendy Williams, who has bought an array of beautiful T.S. women into the magazine to interview. So I want to thank Lana for tweeting at me and saying that she would check out my KEM Top Talk reality TV shorts on my YouTube channel. That was really cool. And I really think that, Lana was misrepresented really in the first episode. I didn't have very nice things to say about her, and she just seems to be becoming a fan favorite. And I think that we need to see a little bit more of Lori now. We need to see a little bit more of Jennifer and how their lives evolve. And that's basically it. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. There's going to be a lot of things going on within KEM Top Talk, within Kinky Magazine, a lot of changes. Quietly working in the background here at the Kinky Magazine headquarters, so I call it. There's going to be a lot of major changes, and I hope you like it. We're welcoming new writers, and I'm going to be emailing them momentarily. So let's cut this short because I'm looking at the time. It's already almost 20 minutes. I want to thank everybody for watching. Definitely check out Sin City Rules. It's a great, great show. I'm also watching other shows. I'm watching The Shahs of Sunset. For some reason, I got into The Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not even going to get into that. The Bachelor is coming up, and I already know who he picked. I'm not saying, but it seems that it's going to be pretty dramatic, and I'm sure that I'm going to be doing a KEM Top Talk reality TV short on The Bachelor as well. So, with that being said, this is Marabelle Blue signing off, and leave your comments and love, and I'll see you next week for another episode of Sin City Rules. Bye.